Yo, it's Monday, everyone. That means a new week's worth of daily fixes. Now, on today's episode, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtrees Steam user review has been downgraded because it's apparently too hard. Now, some modders are addressing the game's difficulty, and the Avowed devs are once again asking you to stop comparing their upcoming game to Skyrim. All this and more in today's fix. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree has been out for quite a few days now, and you've had plenty of time to get your feet wet in the lands of Shadow. And you've probably had your ass handed to you a few times as well, and not just by bosses, but by regular enemies just wandering around. Now, the expansion's difficulty has been a bit of a touchy subject with fans over the past few days, and that's begun to affect the game's user score on Steam, which has now been downgraded to mixed. In an interview with CNET, the game's director, Hidetake Miyazaki, has signaled that the DLC was meant for those who completed most of the base game. Miyazaki-san said, quote, "The new challenges for the player are going to be the boss encounters as well as the different kinds of threats that the world will impose on people, and that the new area will, quote, really push the envelope in terms of what we think can be withstood by the player." And apparently the DLC is doing just that. Now, one negative review on Steam read, quote, "I would love to like the DLC, but the enemies' damages are completely overtuned, especially for some bosses. Some have a completely erratic moveset, rendering the whole experience just painful without any fun." Ouch, damn. And the difficulty isn't the only thing players are complaining about. Apparently, the game's performance on PC has taken a hit as well. Like, another review mentioned micro-stuttering, frame drops, long load times, game freezes, and other problems. A developer from Software has yet to address the technical issues, but publisher Bandai Namco did suggest via social media that players should level up their Erdtree blessing? Look, you play Elden Ring, you know what that is. If I butchered the word, I apologize. But Bandai Namco is suggesting you level up your Erdtree blessing, which is part of, I guess, the Shadow of the Erdtrees new leveling system. I don't know. I don't like to torture myself, so I haven't gotten into the DLC yet, but hey, have at it. Anyways, are you having trouble with the enemies in Shadow of the Erdtree? Will this revive that seemingly dead argument that games need an easy mode? Let us know in the comment section down below, and the answer is no, games don't need an easy mode. Maybe they do. I'm gonna argue they do. They need like a friendly neighborhood mode like you see in Spider-Man 2. That's what I play on, yes. Ain't no shame in my game, literally. Now, in related news, modders have already started to address Shadow of the Erdtree's difficulty by making the game easier. Now, a quick glance at Nexus mods shows pretty much most of the DLC's mods are tackling some aspects of the difficulty. So I guess that question was just answered with these mods. Now, we got Belger's Easy Shadow of the Erdtree mod, decreasing all enemy damage by about 25%. Another Cheese of Astoria's mod will allow you to recover runes immediately upon death, so you don't have to trek to the spot where you got your butt whooped to recover your money. Now, over here at IGN, we're not for or against using mods to adjust a game's difficulty. Now, you paid for the game. You can do whatever the hell you want with said game. You could even burn it because it's so damn difficult. If you have like a hard copy, I don't know if you do. For me personally, I'll stick with the mods that turn the game into like anime characters or something like that, because that's what floats my boat. If I decide to get into the DLC, I already have a copy of it. I just don't want to torture myself. Comment down below if I should jump into Shadow of the Erdtree and torture myself. I would love to. I will stream it, and y'all will watch just how much of a fraud I am in Elden Ring. Hey, it's not my game. Okay, enough Elden Ring talk, all right? Let's just move on to something else, all right? Let's talk about this. Our last story, developer Obsidian is asking everyone to stop comparing their upcoming RPG Avowed to Bethesda's Skyrim. They've had enough and they're not gonna take it anymore. You wanna know what they're gonna do? I don't know, let me just continue reading. Via Game Informer, game director Carrie Patel was asked what Obsidian thought of the comparisons with Skyrim. to Skyrim. And Patel replied that the best comparison should be another Obsidian game, The Outer Worlds. Patel said, quote, "I think that gives a much clearer idea of the scope of the game and also the design and layout. Like The Outer Worlds, Avowed has a series of open zones that are connected and unlock over the course of the game rather than one giant map that you can walk through from beginning to end." Now, other devs at Obsidian have echoed this sentiment, with gameplay director Gabe Paramo saying he doesn't love the comparisons, but that they do need to do a better job of explaining what Avowed does differently. And we'll be able to see for ourselves when Avowed hits store shelves later this year. And would you look at that? You all survived another level of the Daily Fix. This is Monday, June 24th. And we've got an exciting summer ahead of us here at IGN with live coverage on the ground at Gamescom Latin America, taking place this week in Brazil, baby, Sao Paulo, June 26th through the 30th. Now, this is the first ever LatAm edition of Gamescom, and you can follow along with all the latest news, starting with our streaming countdown, featuring announcements, reveals, and trailers beginning Wednesday. And we'll have broadcasts from the show floor all day Friday and Saturday. I'm Akeem, and thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to be in Brazil. I'm going to be right here. They didn't want me over there because they know that I love Carnival, and I probably would never return to America because I would just fall in love with that place and never leave. Anyways, let's end today's show. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the comments.